Hello, this is Timothy Marr, and I am a part of the EForT scalping team, and my PO is Masood Sajadi, and this video I'm going to explain how to backtest and forward test your EA. So make sure that you have your EA ready and compiled from the GitHub that we have provided you in order to download the EMA stock mix EA and the EMA stock signal. And then once you get that situated, you're going to go into Expert Advisors here, and it should be located under EForT and then EFST, and there should be something called EMA stock mix. And double click that, and it should pop up some inputs here. So these inputs, the ones that you can change are going to be the EMA or the stochastic parameters. But for the case of the algorithm that we have, if you plan on furthering it, these are probably going to stay the same, because the issues that you can circumvent in the future don't necessarily have to deal with those. But the input that you are going to change realistically going forward is going to be the stop loss trailing and the take profit. So stop loss meaning that if your trade starts to lose too much at a certain level, it will just end that trade, and vice versa for take profit. If it is going to take up to a certain profit, you take it immediately so that you don't risk any fall down. And this is some more parameters. Like the stochastic is applying to the low high price, and the EMA stock, even though it's not showing the EMA line, the EMA line is based off of close. So for testing, we're going to be testing the EMA stock mix on the Euro USD symbol and the minute 5 chart. This is what our EA is primed to work on. And date, you can have it work for any time, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to do last year. Forward testing. Now, if you do half of a forward test, it's going to forward test, like it says here, from February 25th to April 20th. So that means all the time before it, it's going to backtest, and forward testing, it's going to go afterwards. Forward testing is like backtesting, but it's like more foolproofing for you, in the sense that it doesn't have to fill in so many parameters, and it can really show you if your algorithm is doing what you want it to do and performing how you want it to perform. So now we have delays, which we are going to include a delay on ticks based on like each bar that gets populated on the screen, due to the fact that you are connecting to a server, so there's always going to be some sort of delay. As you can see at the bottom here, we have an 180 ms delay, or 180 ping essentially. And for modeling, we're going to do every tick based on real ticks, so we get the most accurate representation of the historical data that they're going to give us. And the optimization, my partner Gerdel is going to do a video that you can look on the playlist that's going to be on optimization solely, so you can fully understand the complexity and how useful this is going to be. And this is a checkbox that says visual mode with the display of charts. This is going to show you the historical data populating as your algorithm goes through it. Now, if you want to make any changes to input, you can go to input here, and you can change whatever you please. So first we're going to now start this. And what this is going to do now is it's going to pop up this test strategy visualizer, and it's just going to go through, and then now it's going to open another one for the forward test, because it basically separates the forward and the back testing as two separate things. So now that those are completed, we should have a back test tab here and a forward tab here. So for the back test, you can see what it did for the months of January and February, and you will get all these results. So another thing that you must do for this section is that you must know how to compare signals. That's what's going to make you know if your signal is performing how you want it to perform. You have to look at things like the total net profit, the profit factor, the recovery factor, the drawdown, Sharpe ratio, and your win-loss ratio, and how much you are winning based off of average trade or your largest trade, how many consecutive wins, things of that nature. And you're also going to look at these charts. And as you can see here, we're not trading on these hours, which I explained in one of our videos. For based off of the signal that we have made for EMA stock. And this is the MFE-MAE correlation and the holding times. And now this is the forward test. This is the test that went on from the latter part of February to April. So we can see that we made a net profit of 736 and profit factor of 2.74. And as you go along, it's going to be the same type of values from the back test. It's just now this is the forward test with the MFE-MAE correlation and then the holding times, etc. So now this is going to be the balance equity chart, which is showing the difference between your actual balance, and equity is essentially what your balance is based off of the open trades. So that is going to be how to use the strategy tester. You're going to be using the strategy tester a lot because you need to make sure that you are getting reputable inputs and outputs from your backtest so that you can evaluate your signal based off of if you're going to improve hours. You can test this EA, store a version of this EA so that you can make your own EA with your changes on the signal so that you can make a differentiation between your input and ours so that you can evaluate it and see if the improvements that you're making are actually showing up in your backtests.